What's up, everybody? KRK Beats back here at Out the Box Studios. It's been a minute since the last video, so I want to, update, let everybody know what's going on. How have you been doing? That's my first question. Hopefully well. Me, the same. At the end of the day, you have challenges, ups and downs, but try not to look at it as problems, just challenges to overcome, right? So in this video, we're going to be talking about something a little contrarian, maybe you may say, but when is it time, or is it time for a studio downgrade? I know you mostly don't hear that. You usually hear upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. But we're going to talk about actually some of the benefits of downgrading parts of your studio. Benefits like room acoustics, depending on if your speakers are too large or you may have too many sets of speakers. Other benefits, we'll get into that. But I wanted to do this video for a while, and I've been thinking about the topic. I don't make videos often, just because I like to talk about subjects that either I've gone through or dealing with or have experienced. And as new equipment comes out and there's an opportunity to feature that, I like to do that as well. But in every video, you can see some of the same speakers, the same equipment, because pretty much it's all the same as far as new releases. And it's good to stay up on new releases, new technology, but a large part of production is learning your equipment. So that comes to the first benefit of downgrading your studio, because if you're constantly upgrading, you really don't know or learn the equipment you have. One of the biggest benefits of having equipment for years is you learn it inside and out. You learn shortcuts with it. When it comes to speakers, studio monitors, you learn the voicing of the speakers, meaning how they sound. Genelec sound a certain way. KRKs have a certain characteristic. They use, companies use similar components in their speakers and their products. So it's going to have a similar sound depending on the brand. With that in mind, Atom Audio sound different from Genelec's, right? So if you have a pair of both, you're kind of able to compare and contrast. Genelec's tend to be real forward. Atoms tend to be open and airy. Now, what brought me to the subject for this video is I actually downgraded part of my studio because I realized that even though it's a good sized space, it was a little bit too much sound or too much volume. So by taking a set of monitors out, which I'll put up a picture of before and after, but this now I just have the Genelecs and the KRKs. Definitely check out the videos and reviews for those. What I was able to appreciate is that with the Atoms and the Genelecs, they kind of canceled each other out as far as space, even though the Atoms tend to be a little larger. So by removing the Atoms and having one larger pair of monitors in the KRKs and a smaller pair in the Genelecs, it gave a more even sound. And there's also a subwoofer, so that balance. And I also moved my desk closer to the subwoofer. Room acoustics. You learn these things with time. As you listen to your speakers, learn your speakers, you're able to understand what changes to make and when and how and what it actually sounds like. So that's a first key benefit of downgrading your studio. And you can do that with any equipment, because it brings me to my second point, really boosting creativity. When you subtract things from your studio, you force yourself to be more creative with the things you have. And you don't even have to necessarily sell or get rid of items. You can just subtract it for a while. Sometimes I go back It's been a little while since I've done it, but I go back on the first, I think it was a Alesis, 25 key keyboard, USB keyboard, just to come up with sounds and it's a controller, keyboard controller, but having that smaller keyboard, sometimes it just takes you back to an earlier part of your creative process, I guess you would say. And it helps you kind of when you get into a creative block. So that's a second benefit of downgrading parts of your studio, because what you'll find is you're still as creative. You just have less equipment, so you do more with what you have. And that's a big, big key in life right there. So, two benefits. The first one, obviously downgrading parts of your studio. In my case, it was studio monitors. I was able to get a better, cleaner sound in the room. Second, being more creative. It could be a keyboard, it could be tapping on a table, just going back and using all of what you have to the full. And another benefit, and this may be a benefit, it may matter to you, maybe not, but everybody likes money. So if you have parts of your studio that you can sell and make money off of to upgrade other equipment, or just to have money in your pocket, invest it, come on now. You know what we need to be doing. So the key is what fits your needs, what you're able to be creative with, and not just always feeling like you have to upgrade. Now, upgrading is great because it helps take your creative process to another level. However, when you reach a certain level, even in larger studios with, $1 million speakers and sound systems, at a certain point, you can only spend, you can spend as much as you want, but at a certain point, you're not going to be more creative because you spend more money. You may actually be less creative because you may have less time to deal with the creative part of it. A subject that's not often talked about, because obviously in making YouTube content, we want to talk about the latest and the greatest. And that's very important because you always want to be elevating your creative process, the tools you use, and again, tools to benefit you. But really learning those tools is the key. First benefit, really being able to learn your equipment. Second benefit, boosting creativity. Third benefit, if you're able to downgrade and put some money in your pocket, invest that money, and make that money make more money for you so you can be more creative. And really, I would say the last or fourth benefit from a studio downgrade or adjustment is just change of perspective. Because you may be sitting in a creative space and have been sitting in that space for years and love it, but just addition by subtraction sometimes is the key. So that will be another benefit. Trying to boost creativity, you have to look for different ways to do that. And sometimes adding or just saying, okay, well, I'm going to go buy something, that may not be the route you're looking for. Now, I say all that to say, who doesn't love, a brand new pair of studio monitors, or maybe not brand new to you pair of studio monitors? Who doesn't love new technology? We all do. So it's not against that. It's just the idea of being able to change the way we think in our creative process to get those creative juices flowing. So that's just some benefits of actually a studio downgrade. Room acoustics was a big thing for me. I was able to see where it sounds great, but removing a set of studio monitors actually allowed me to hear what I was mixing better. Yeah, you know, it's not to say that you're never going to upgrade your equipment, or it's never, you know, things go bad, things break. But just keeping that balance, you know, keeping that balance. So that was the subject and the thought that I had for this video. Is it time for a studio downgrade? I know it's probably a boring video because there's no new equipment in it, but it's the idea behind it, the thought process behind it. As I always like to do at the end of a video is just leave a positive thought, positive note. Working on some new material, just dropped, I believe in March, the title track off the next project entitled Stages. The record is called Stages as well. Got the next record, Reflection, going to be coming out soon. So if you're able to, please check that out. And I didn't say at the start of the video, but if you haven't, please subscribe, like the video if you like it. If you don't, let me know why you don't like it, because I like reading those comments too. They don't bother me, actually. The thought for the end of this video is really the ability to change your interior dialogue or your interior voice to positive things. You know, tell yourself positive things all day, every day. That doesn't mean that negative will not happen, but when it does, continue to tell yourself positive. Continue to upbuild yourself. Sometimes we're our worst critics. Change that interior dialogue. Think positive. Tell yourself positive things. Upbuild yourself. And really know that you have worth, you have value. Never stop believing in that, all right? KRK Beats for Out the Box Studios. Is it time for a studio downgrade? I don't know. Only you can answer that. But thank you for stopping by. Thank you for checking out the video.